Good afternoon. I am coming to you from the Dade Battlefield Historical State Park here in Florida. Not quite sure what to expect with this state park. This is state park number 3 for us in our state park series. We're gonna go check it out, see what this park is all about. I guess they got some kind of historical markers inside and a few places where you can walk around, maybe take a little bit of a hike. So we're gonna go do that and go check it out. Let's go make some memories. Dade Battlefield Historic State Park. Cool. And I love the entranceway to this place. The archway. The stonework. And the archway. And it says on the sign, park opens at 8 a.m., closes at sundown. And it's $3 to get in for the whole car. So once again, it's the 3 of us. So it's only $1 a piece. Florida state parks are a great deal. Definitely worth the money. All right, let's go see what's inside this place. Alright, so we literally just paid our $3 for the vehicle to get in, and we drove past this, some sort of monument or marker here. Not quite sure what it is. And it doesn't, what does it say? Oh, okay. Here is where Major Dade fell. So that's where he fell. And then there's another marker way back here. Says bravery and bloodshed. The men who clashed here exhibited great courage on both sides. The bodies of fallen soldiers remain on the battlefield until General Edmund Gaines passed here with 1,100 soldiers 54 days after the battle and buried them on site. Soldiers noted 3 seminal graves nearby. Their location unfortunately lost to history. At the end of the war in 1842, the soldiers remained were disinterred here and reburied with honors in St. Augustine, where today 3 coquina pyramids mark their graves. Oh, cool. Well, next time I go to St. Augustine, I'm going to have to look for that. Wow. It says the scene of the ambush remained deserted for several weeks. Wow, so these men were here for 54 days. Almost 8 weeks, 2 months. And then this is where Captain Fraser fell. That's what this marker represents. Wow. And then there's another marker. There's another marker down here. I'm gonna go down here real quick and go check it out, because it looks like that's the only stuff that's on this side. That way I don't have to walk back over here in a few minutes. I just kind of parked the car off in the grass. I'm gonna go check it out, see what's here. And then from here I'll go back to the car. Okay, this one says the soldiers. Not one of the soldiers in Brevet Major Francis Langhorne Dade's command was from Florida. Half the soldiers were immigrants making a start in America in one of the toughest ways imaginable. As an enlisted soldier in the regular army, living conditions and discipline were harsh. The food was terrible and the environment was very hostile. Wow. Most of the officers, mostly West Point graduates, probably would not have chosen duty in the remote and subtropical Florida territory if they had been given a choice. Yeah, Florida is no joke when it comes to heat. This here says the second phase of the battle lasted until 2 p.m. Most of the force of 108 men had been killed. The wounded were dispatched by the enemy after the battle ended, with the exception of 3 members of Major Dade's force who survived the attack and returned to Fort Brooke. Chief Alligator, the Seminole leader, claimed that only 3 of his warriors were killed and only 5 were wounded. Wow. And then this is where Lieutenant Mudge fell. He fell here. Wow. And there's some sort of bridge over this way. I'm not sure what that's from. Some old looking bridge. And there's like a little creek over here. This is interesting. There's a little creek here. with an old stone bridge going over the top of it. Huh. We're gonna have to come walk back up this way, I guess, so the rest of the family can see this. It's cool and fun to learn history. I've never been to this place before. I don't know a lot about Florida's history, but I'm learning. They have one of these library things too. We also saw that at the previous state park, Fort Cooper. So we're parked over here in this parking lot, and this is the visitor center. Not sure if it's open or not. A lot of stuff has been opening gradually from COVID. We'll see. It says Dade Battlefield's been designated a National Historic Landmark in 1974. 47 years ago. And this is the Dade Battlefield, bless you. This is the Dade Battlefield Visitor Center. Let's go check out what's inside.
And there's a stocking right here.
Small books.
I still remember when.
Wow, look at the cannonball.
Whoa.
Musket ball fired from a gun. Seminole rifles. Shot those little ones. Wow. Got a bunch of old merchandise in here for sale too. Interesting. And there's restrooms. There's restrooms. Restrooms in the visitor center.
She's really good at sewing too. She made me a flower bookmark.
I remember that.
All our 3 favorite colors.
I remember that. This was what they wore in 1832. Imagine wearing that in Florida in the heat. Oh my god, I would melt.
Is that how tall they actually were?
No, it's just a mannequin. Here, let's look. Look at the baskets they weaved with palmetto leaves. Look at these look at these old wooden spoons. They'd use them to make corn. Don't stop touching. Corn, meat, and vegetables. 1821, Florida becomes a territory. In 1821, that was 200 years ago. 1830, prelude to war. Hey, that's Andrew Jackson. I know who he is. President. I recognize him. December 28th, 1835, the battle. Oh, here's a good map of the battle here. Fort Brooke, the 23rd of December, then they went this way. And then this is where we're at right now, Monday, December 28th, Dade Battlefield. And then they kept going up to Fort King. There's the Withlacoochee River again that we've seen a couple times on this trip. Ooh, look at this. This is pretty cool. The drawing in the background shows the guys marching, and then this shows the Seminoles waiting to fight. They're hiding in the trees, in the bushes. That's pretty cool.
Battlefield, isn't it?
Yep. This says Lieutenant William Basinger, who was one of the few men left standing, speaks in a steady voice. Boys, I'm the only officer left. Let's do the best we can. That's him right there standing. Ooh, the bodies. The vultures in the clouds. 1836.
After the battle.
1835 was the second Seminole War then. The killing of Major Dade and his company marked the beginning of the most costly of the nation's Indian Wars. The Second Seminole War lasted 7 years, 1,500 soldiers and volunteers, unknown number of Indians, and drained the federal treasury of $40 million. It's a drop in the bucket in today's day and age. Wow, look at this. Look at this bayonet.
Is it just me, or is it just like really
Yeah, the light's flickering a little bit, yeah. Oh, here's one of those things that we saw at the other park. The ball game.
It says says today.
Stick ball, remember?
Yeah.
That's the ball and that's the stick. We saw that earlier.
Yep.
Cool.
It says today. Okay.
This says log breastworks, faithful reproduction of the log redoubt constructed by the last remaining soldiers in Dade's command before they were vanquished by a superior force of Seminole warriors, December 28, 1835. The Second Seminole War, the longest and costliest Indian war in American history. It began where you are standing. Wow. So much history, and it just seems so calm and peaceful right now, right? This was where the area where you're sitting here was the log breastwork things that they were talking about on the sign. And you can see there was something inside here, because look at the foundation lines on the ground. See it? Alright, let's see what this sign says. Fort Brooke, this way along this path, 64 miles. Fort King, this way, 41 miles. And Fort Cooper somewhere in between, probably in this direction as well. So all these forts kind of seem to be close to the Withlacoochee River. Pretty similar area. So that was easier to transport things. Hello, you having a good time here at Dade Battlefield? Yeah? Alright, let's see what this says. Up this peaceful road from Fort Brooke toward Fort King came Dade's men to their deaths. Fort Brooke of 1835 is the Tampa of today. Fort King, 106 miles north by Military Road, is now Ocala. So that's that same military road when we were at Fort Cooper State Park. This is the same road. This is telling us about the sable palm, commonly called the cabbage palm, Florida's state tree, was of great importance to early Floridians. The trunk was used for their log houses. When cut into small blocks, it could be durable scrub brush. The leaves are still used today for the roofs of Seminole chickees and can be woven into hats and baskets. Look at that. It says, unknown to Major Dade's command, Osceola, My Canopy, and Alligator had planned to attack Dade's men and kill General Thompson, the Indian agent at Fort King. Oh wow, the day was chilly, so the men trudged along in coats buttoned over their ammunition box. So because of that, as they're walking with their jackets on, their ammunition boxes are closed, so when they get ambushed, they can't retaliate. Because by the time they unbutton their jackets and do everything they need to do, they're already getting attacked completely. So that bridge that I saw earlier, I said there was like a little bridge. It's actually right up here. This is a small state park, but it's still very interesting. I like learning about history. This bridge has probably been here for 200 years. Yeah, and then this is exactly where I was earlier. Because this is where Mudge fell, and then up there Fraser fell, and Dade fell. So we walked from the visitor center up this way. It's a very short walk. Very easy walk, very short walk. So if you come to the state park, don't feel like you can't hike on the trail. It's very simple. So this is the other bridge that we saw. You can tell this was wider, so this might have been made for wagons or maybe even cars back in the day. I don't know if this was ever an actual, maybe a dirt road for cars way back when. But that's what this bridge is. I'm not sure the name of the little creek that's here that flows through. But you can see there's all kinds of little fish down in the water. They're not going to show up on camera, but I can see them. There's like thousands of them.
Oh, look, the berries.
Oh yeah, look at those. All right, let's see what this sign says. There's a tree here that's 250 years old. I think I found it. Yep. Live oak. The live oak lives to be one of the oldest and most sturdy of Florida's trees. Although it may grow slower than other trees, it's been better able to withstand hurricane winds, fires, droughts, and floods than most other hardwoods. In the days of sailing ships, the large, aching limbs were highly sought after for making ship ribs and knees. Today, the trees furnish shade and beauty for millions of park visitors throughout Florida. Yeah, live oak. Look at this tree. Alright, so this wraps up our visit here to Dade Battlefield Historic State Park. It's a very small park, very walkable. There's the 250-year-old tree. The visitor center is right behind me. Right across from that's the log breastworks, and you follow that path along to the left and it takes you back to the ranger station where you do your check-in. You pay your $3. Very walkable. We were only here about an hour, and we saw everything that the park had to offer. So definitely come check this place out. If you like this video, if you want to see more of our state parks, this is number 3. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button down below, leave us a comment, and as always, we will see you soon.